Mic test, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, mic test. Alright. I'm actually testing out a new mic right now. Doesn't sound too bad at the same time. Actually, it feels nice. It's a slight beeping on it. I don't think you can notice it in game. Alright, let's continue to where we left off. I'm actually going to use this mic for this stream, because I do have my other mic. There's nothing wrong with it. I just got another one when I got new pieces to my computer. But I'm going to use this one and see how it is, and compare how the sounds are with my previous videos to see which one I want. Thou house my gratitude for lending courage to the Laparatis. Not disposed to rest on their laurels. Several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so shall I remain to aid them as needed. Need me. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alizé. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she's less like to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing until later. Might help with my changing of controllers too. These are good ways to actually get jewelry, because that's the only thing that's lacking in my actual set right now is jewelry. Western game. Well, I'm going east. But I think I still have like level 70 gear on. Oh no, I have the level 80. Well, I don't know why I said 70. Yeah, I got level 80 gears on. And I don't have any of the level 90 stuff unlocked for me to get the level 90 gear anyways. It's gonna be a huge cutscene where that opens up and it's gonna show out a huge spaceship. What are you doing out here? No, I don't mind if you help with the boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Well, I appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Aparia. Time is short, of course, but they're full of organic specimen and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Afano should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see who you're there. Minutes to carry her. Probably safe to stay on the path, that way no random monsters attack me. But then again, it'll be quicker if I just run through the bushes. But mostly, I'm trying to get the hang back into streaming on Final Fantasy. Actually, I've been playing a lot of other games lately. Like, I've been playing the Elden Ring game. I've been also trying to stream on Wednesdays with Lobo. Oh, you're helping with the craze? Wonderful. You can put that there with the others. You have my gratitude, but how did you come to be involved in this? Aha, then I suppose I have Thinker to think as well. If you were wondering why we were tasked to bring these boxes to Aurora to begin with, so was I. It turns out that this is a base of operations of sort. Those with final say as to what is included in the ship manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. That should be everything. You carried all of that at once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh hush. They're lighter than they look, and not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose we should let someone know that we are finished. The Polden is in the courtyard. We can report to him. Why did you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. But trying to get all of that situation, and then I'm also looking for my own place. I think I said this for a minute now, but yeah, I'm still looking for a place, and that's taking a good amount of attention too. So hopefully I get some soon. But other than that, everything's been kind of the same. Working, having the same days off, trying to keep that consistent. But I do plan to get done with this, because it's been kind of way back in about a couple of weeks. So, get done with this time. God, this never ends, does it? What can I do for you? We brought samples from Charlie and Hamlet. Series 110. The crates are by the entrance. Ah, thank you. I should have expected one of my colleagues, but you are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You're Fortuno's children, aren't you not? Afano and Alize at your service. You're well acquainted with father, I take it. Quite. I've been friends with your parents since our days at the stadium. I remember when you were yay high, waddling hither and there. Clearly, it's been quite some time since we've met. It is good to see you again. Wielding your father's no less. You knew our father. You knew our parents when they were young. What were they like? Pray, spare no detail. I should like nothing more than to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork wants for submission. We can help with that. In exchange for the sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course. Very well. Then there happen to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivery, so how about you each take one? I don't want no paperwork. Wait right there. You'll find a foreign representative waiting to collect these near the southernmost structure. Hope I haven't kept her waiting too long. Never mind, Alpha no Alizé. I'm certain they'll be back soon enough. Southernmost structure. Well, not the gate. I would think he would say southernmost gate. Are you not one of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? I thought you were meant to be working on the ether burner. Paul's paperwork. I was beginning to worry he had misplaced his quill. I appreciate your help in seeing these documents to my hands at last. As for your other tasks, pray keep this between us, but I sincerely hope you Scions succeed. The Exodus is, without a doubt, the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, and so we must be circumspect in all respects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. At its heart, however, Sharlayan has ever been a nation of curious. It would be a tragedy indeed if we were the ones to stymie your pursuit of truth. Trying to jump with X for a second. Running right into a bush. Quick and efficient. I did say you have a talent for this word. The twins' papers only needed to be delivered to elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning any moment. We return with not a scrap of paper remaining on our persons. You will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggle out of your swaddling clothes, and it's quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we see acts to hear, to reiterate. Of course. I know your father for so long, I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why the Levier name garners such respect in Sharlayan is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly to those who came abroad. Nakarfus Hope, a lineage few can claim. I've never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. This is why Nakarp's pronouncement renounces the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason has never been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, Archon Louis Sois looked not to Necrum's words, but his deeds. He asserted in defiance of his peers that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecies, and the fall of civilizations that led to him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There would ever be conflict and calamity will follow thus. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it's indolence. You remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louisoix lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlian or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fortuno could not reconcile Louisoix's deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Fortuno agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. God's father? A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? God's no Fortuno's a cranky old goat, so I am sure you butt heads often enough. Yet, even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born, barely recognizable. He was with a kind of dumbfounded grin I had not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was particularly skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he is also frustratingly single-minded. Once he decides that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I am sure you will agree. I say, thank you for your insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me into too much trouble now. I need the form on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be going back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to their proper place, or that cranky old goat will have my hide. We can speak again later. Hello, you there. God, surely Coco hasn't driven you out of the forge already. For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands, and here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I won't object to more. Unfortunately, Alize and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. What about you? Can you spare the time? Perfect. This shouldn't take long. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of animite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Master Coco wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer into the anvil at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Coco's force to burn harder. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire-expected ether in Lapithos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I have borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. This is where we part then. We'll see you in Charlie Hamlet once the Animati arrives, if not before. This way then. there a mount speed increase here? There is. I'm gonna need that. It's just I can't fly. It's gonna take me around the entire place. If so, why didn't he just walk the other way? The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water aspect ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals which we would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself, trust me. Can I ask that you put down any that draw too near? They'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure. Wait here if you would. Oh, what do you look at there? I was imagining the, normal, there it is, water sphere. That wasn't too bad. Did everything go smoothly out here? I thought as much. No major complications to speak of inside either. And the water ether appears to be ventilating properly. I expect Coco will have seen a difference in his forge flame by the time I return. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Nothing terribly important, merely something I have been considering. Parts of this I share with everyone, yet you and only you have been to Elpis. As we have established, refinement animati is a product of the Empire's twilight years, in fact. It was a material as part of the Algians' effort to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Delamode, of course, being the most prominent. Of those who would push further expand Alg's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist Amon. I believe he had his own reasons. There is no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Ashians once the Empire was all but done, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such favor. This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls like minds have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition toward which they are inclined? We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alk that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Xanthi. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Xanthi's return, Amon provided those languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. But would have had not Xanthi been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heaven could only be a means to the same end, to install the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope in the distant stars. Such is my theory, anyway. Ultimately, it was the consequences of their actions which matter. Their motives are no moment and yet. To reach those stars on wings of animity, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that which I do understand. But enough musing for now. Why don't we see how Coco is getting on? Like I said, if this was a complete circle, why didn't he run this way instead of running the whole track? I did not attune to that right? Oh well. It's not very far. Yeah, it's not that terribly far. If I need to come back and attune to it, I will. Brings up the question, how do you get to the middle? Oh, it probably is over there. And I forgot that current too. Good gosh, I'm not on a good streak right now. I can feel those flames blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Garha, but there's not much left for you to do. Unless you can conjure up the refined animite any faster. I do trust you to deliver on your promise. I do. Only I hate waiting. I want the animite and I want it now. We share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime? I wish this sitting about unbearably pity the forms rounds on recreational exploration. Well, so long as they can't prove it was premeditated, get you gone. I have mistakes to make. In that case, I suppose I should go return the key to the reactor. I have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain that there are better uses for your time. However, I will join you in Charlie or Hamlet. No. Glad you didn't say the other location, because I haven't in tune to it.
All set, I take it?
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperites, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Kryl. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Oh, I thought they was gonna make me physically walk for a second. I was gonna be upset.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested, with all speed.
Now, where might this delivery be? Oh.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be...
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamant shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Hancock and Soroban.
We come bearing relics both sacred and Allagan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of the Kojin. Upon learning of your need, Bunchin bade me deliver it on behalf of the Blue with all haste. Fearing I could not swim here with the necessary speed, however, I thought to beg our Confederate allies for aid. To my delight, Hancock was already preparing for departure at the selfsame port, and had space for additional cargo.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time. Fortunately, our Majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending. When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also have the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement. She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Ameliance.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full. We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent. Waste not.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways? Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryle after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters, though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guildship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Cid! You brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship. Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Wurlit before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius. He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allagan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. There's a fair bit of refined adamantite in it, too.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kril's message. So few scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflock fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the Gobby booms.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat-Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdai's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chris-Velgr, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, gave his assent. Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no? 10, no? 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so, will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family. You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great Exodus would succeed. Must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Sharlayan's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool, perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Carteneau. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are people we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Amelians. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Heartfelt warming. Ton of luggage. They might as well have brought the shards themselves. We finally managed to clear the harbor, which means the rest is in the engineers' capable hands. Meanwhile, Father has issued to us an invitation. As was agreed, we will reveal the means by which Idleland may be contacted. We are to meet him at Aurora when we are ready. Given the vital knowledge she holds, I suggest we leave without delay. It transpires, however, that the Forum's method of speaking with her is not without risk. I am curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Most of those who arrived with the Adamite have offered to stay and see to any remaining tasks what needs doing. The Forum has already asked for my assistance in overseeing the process, so you needn't worry about a thing. Thank you, Tataru. We're off to Aurora then. Ironically, as soon as I say, hey, I don't need the goods to that Aetheryte, I immediately need to use the Aetheryte. At least it teleported me to the harbor. I didn't have to walk here. Yeah, this is the shorter path. If I can find the door. I was wondering why we didn't call Sid in for a ship job. This would be his specialty, considering they make flying ships. And I understand Megazomer too. What his scales were appropriately done. And to find out there's a third dragon, or fourth dragon, that we haven't met. Because we met Tiamat and Holzweger, but the other one we have not met. But you know... Asja. I don't think we've met that one. But we know two that have died, so. I've already shown the others aside. We will want to speak with Clarina. She has the key to the lift and can pin you down after me. I was making sure I wasn't mute. Because the way I'm muting is kind of weird on this, considering it's not just the... Oh, holy crap, I can press the button to unmute. Okay. From here, we proceed to the heart of Labyrinthos, and its most closely guarded secret, Valmanzin. It marks the beginning and the end of our efforts, whence we delve to seek audience with the star, and whence we will embark on our journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. Besides some odds and ends, this is the entire map. I forgot to do the E-Pride again. That's a rather sleek design. Looks nice. I bid you welcome to the Mizian. Direct your attention toward the center to behold the arc over which we have long labored. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like a legit rocket. As you can see, it was designed as a medium-sized craft, the better to reduce the fuel consumption. Miniature magics have been applied to its interior to ensure that the thrust to weight ratio does not place too much a limitation on the freight's capacity. The aetheryte burner, as you know, have been removed for further modifications, but we shall reattach it soon enough. I have received word that Coco and several of your allies are working on it with intense favor. They are sure to see it done. 'Twas by their expertise that many a prior disaster was averted. If anything, I fear they will not afford us much time for speaking with Hydaelyn ere they finish. Point taken. Let us move on. I must warn you again, however, that even with the benefit of our device, to treat with her is not a simple feat. I've done what I can to impress upon you the gravity of what lies ahead. Are you prepared? We make for the lift at the center of this chamber. Come. That is... What? Why is there not 3... Oh, that's so weird. I see why there's not 3 though. As you all know, alongside our physical world exists the ethereal plane, what we refer to as the ethereal sea. At the heart of the star, the physical and ethereal are one and the same. Thus, the deeper we go, the easier it becomes to pass between the same planes. We utilize this principle in constructing the anti-tower, and once more here in Thasmine. Not soon did the Forum decide to withdraw from Eorzea, then we began work on this facility. Our work accumulated in a device that we allowed us to peer deeper into the ethereal sea than ever before. As such, Hydaelyn's ever fainter echoes. The Ideascope. And you communicate with her through this device? For a time, yes, but since the 7th Opal Calamity, it has been rare to hear even a whisper. If you wish to reach her, you must journey closer to the center of the star than we have ever dared beyond the Anetoscope. Even so, I make no guarantee that you will find her, nor of your safety, not so deep in the ethereal sea. We understand, but if we are to deliver this world, we have no choice but to try. I know, I only wish we could do more than observe your progress from afar. The Anetoscope ocular lens by which we may peer into the ethereal sea without placing ourselves at hazard lies above us. Though we can watch and guide you. In those whirling depths, though there are pockets of ether so dense and turbulent that they can unravel one's soul. If we determine that you are at risk of coming into contact with such pockets, we will recall you with teleportation magics. To that end, it would be best if one familiar with the composition of your soul remain here to assist in assessing said risk. Otherwise, there is an increased probability that we will extract you too early or too late. Please allow me. I have thought upon this much, and in truth, I do not believe that I'm fit to join you in the trials ahead. The event at the Tower of Babel drained me, yes, but even before that, your capabilities far outstrip my own. This is no time to have a weakling on your vanguard. No matter how much she may wish it were otherwise. If I assist in the manner Master Fortunos has laid out, however, I may still be of use. Will you trust in me to do so? I can think of none I'd trust more. Compared to all that effort you put into keeping us alive while our souls were in the first, preventing us from dissolving into ether as a single expedition ought to pose no challenge at all. And even if we did, I expect you would hunt us down and restore us to health somehow. You flatter me, but rest assured that I'll be keeping a close eye on all of you. There's one more thing. Those in ages past referred to the Ethereal Sea as the underworld, or final resting place. In its embrace is memory washed away. Leaving only the purity of one soul, or so we believe. Yet, what of these memories? Few think to ask what becomes of them. Cast adrift on ethereal tides. Some theorize they linger for some time, those associated with strong sentiment in particular. In those deaths, memories of the departed may even coast around you for hatred or for love. Thus do I caution you to be wary, but also to have faith. Remember those who did gladly extend a hand to you, that they may lift you up once more. Oh God, now I gotta remember people. I think I'll do it regularly with that. Nope. I won't. No wait time. It's gonna take me longer, but it's also a good safe way.
Right then.
Let's go with...
Smiter!
Yeah, I'll do Thancred.
Victory will be ours!
Right then.
And Estinian. That way I have one melee DPS. I didn't think it would be literally how it looked like. I don't know what I was thinking the Ethereal Sea to look like.
All seems in order with the lens, and I trust you can hear me.
Those things are pure malcontent, the residue of lives unfulfilled.
That's the rules I want. I wonder how they got separate floating platforms in here. I get the original platform.
Prepare yourself!
people that was transported in the final days are not here now, considering their ether was not remain. So? Oh, Ilbert. Oh, that must be Papaluna's soul then. Canceling Papaluna. So this is not what I was expecting.
My turn!
You underestimate me!
Old and Amo. Oh, she's actually living. Estinian should have done that. The wrong move. Use your...
It will guide you. The ether is too dense. Oh, I'm losing you.
Missile plane. Okay. Everything went from technology to crystals. Another golden soul. 2 of them. Oh, Moonbreeder. I had to remember who it was, and I was like, that's her act. No one will forget him. That was, God, if I can pronounce his name. But Estinian's right on that. No one should forget him. It gave him a cool ability too, just immunity. Which, I guess if it was for regular people, they'd take it and grab everything.
This will hurt.
Oh, I did that to the wrong person. a lot of resenting souls. At least you got a whole overdue because people just destroyed him, honestly.
This will hurt.
Everyone but Stinker. I would not have thought about that. Oh. Well, I guess we're going off by myself. Oh, I see. It's everything in between those two markers. Theoretically, I could have went into the other corner.
You're mine! You underestimate me!
Oh, another piece of jewelry. I forget everything goes into my thing. Oh, what is that? knew we would meet her. She always was the lodestar. We're talking about Mephilius.
This will hurt. This will hurt.
Oh, she actually manifested. I know Hydaelyn put her soul back to the star. Thank goodness it's just one enemy. Oh, that has so much range. I think this should be the final boss. Amon.
Is as far as you go. Oblivion beckons!
Thunder Soul, Amon the Undying. It's weird that it did Amon instead of Ferdaniel or freaking Hermes.
Many faces have I worn, but this is my favorite by far. You will persist in this folly no longer. The stage is set. You might.
Is it aiming for Sheila?
This will hurt. Let the curtains rise for the main attraction!
Lady Ice.
My, what a boorish audience you are! You underestimate
I have to kill this. Oh, okay. Again, Athenia should have done that. But at least you waited to do.
Lies! All lies! Your dreams, your hopes, your futures, delusions and lies!
His memory is
My very essence begins to wane. Sweet, sweet agony.
Leave this to her.
Come to deal the coup de grace. Good. Watching you struggle against the inevitable is bad comedy. Erase me from existence, soul and all. How would you know that name? Then it was you. In Elpis. With Emet-Selch. The final pieces fall into place. In my halcyon days, as the mortal Amon, I was haunted by a dream. Night after night, the faceless multitude, the voiceless cries, shards of shattered memories. But slowly, the fog began to clear. This was Elpis. And I was Hermes. Recurring though it was, I paid this dream little heed. It was only when I was granted the seat and memories of Fandaniel that I knew these visions to be true. They were the memories of Hermes that he himself erased using the power of Kairos. Or so he thought. In his attempt to burn away the events of that fateful day, he succeeded only in searing them more deeply into his soul. My soul. Death failed to expunge them. No matter how many times it came. Rebirth after rebirth, from one Fandaniel to the next. I wonder, is Emet-Selch adrift somewhere in this ethereal sea? In defeat, finally remembering your time together in Elpis? How it must gall him to be entrusted with knowledge of the final days, only to be rendered powerless to act upon it. So many lifetimes dedicated to restoring his beloved Amarok in blissful ignorance. Oh, folly! But make no mistake, my life as Hermes is not the reason I invited the world's end. I have lived. I have struggled. I have dredged the very depths of despair. And in the detritus of existence, I found the truth. I served a great ruler, powerful beyond measure. The world his dominion. Yet even he and his vast empire were destined to fall, to become one with oblivion. At the end of life's journey lies only death. So I ask you, why live at all? We betray, we torment, We murder. We are wicked, spiteful creatures, without exception. If life is so sacred, so precious, why fill it with such misery? Man wallows in a hell of his own making without purpose or meaning. To live is to suffer, and I would end that suffering by my own hand. It matters not if it flies in the face of all believed right and just. Death is the only solution! That is my truth. My answer to the question. And yet, even as the words pass my lips, I am filled with doubt. Has my search reached its end? Was this the only way? After all these years. Is this the answer I was hoping for?
The lamentations of the damned. How it vexes me to see your conviction falter at the last. Fandango. Still clinging to existence, I see. You, who champion death so fervently, unwilling to accept your own, refusing to be purified and swept into the sea of souls. As do I. We prisoners to metal, watching as the world turns. Though unlike me, you will be spared the ignominy of having your corpse made a puppet, dancing to another's tune.
Is that Arcee?
How very astute. But let me be clear. I have not come to consort with the likes of you. Nor have I come to bemoan the state of the world following my untimely demise. In fact, I delight in mankind's downfall and the anguish it brings the savior of the savages. If I played some small part in the chaos, all the better. Not that I was in any position to resist. But to be made accomplice to the betrayal of Lord Xenos. I would die 1,000 deaths to exact my vengeance. Now you are at my mercy. I shall drag us both into oblivion, and you will never see the fulfillment of your magnum opus. Even should you be reborn, your desperate search for answers must start again.
Even here, even now, you have every right to hate me. For the fool I was, for the monster I became. But I will not beg forgiveness. The tale of Hermes, the man who knew so much, yet understood so little, ends here.
Don't try to follow me. I had more of you people than I could stomach in life. Never mind in death.
Likewise, I pray we do not meet again.
You had better hope not.
Come. Hydaelyn is waiting.
Brave travelers, I welcome you. I see. Thou didst journey unto Elpis. And now, the rivers of time converge. I know why you have come. Yet I would hear you speak your reasons all the same.
You created the moon to deliver mankind from the final days. But is that really how it has to end? We do not wish to abandon this world. We want to protect the source and all of its shards.
To flee is but one of two paths. The other leadeth to Meteion, far beyond the stars, where she doth chant creation's requiem. Her domain is formed of dynamis, pure, absolute. Where emotion and memory govern all, ether will avail you naught. Meteion hath gathered the pain and despair of countless stars, and to go unprepared is to go unto your doom.
We'll beat her. We'll win. I swear it. Is what I might have said once. After everything I've seen, all the times I've succumbed to my own anger and fear, I can no longer pretend that courage and faith will be enough. But are we truly so powerless that our only choice is to flee?
Far from it, my child. Long ago, the inhabitants of myriad stars, many more prosperous than Atheris, sought to free their worlds from life's woes. Sorrow and anger, conflict and hostility, despair, and even death itself. But as Meteion reported, every attempt ended in failure. Darkness abideth within every living being, and can never be cast out. Neither reason nor faith can challenge this immutable truth. To live is to suffer, and in suffering, find strength and purpose and hope. As you have done so many times before. Thou dost pursue an impossible dream, yet knowing this, you pursue it nevertheless. And thou hast learned to depend on others as they do thee. Thy yearning for the power to save the powerless hath ever driven thee to greater heights. Thou hast grown strong. Though those closest to thee no longer walketh by thy side, their love remaineth thy guiding light. For duty's sake, thou hast been bound by truths unutterable time and time again. Yet thy heart hath never wavered, as thy companions will attest. In thy pursuit of mysteries great, all thou believest is brought into question. Undaunted, thy thirst for knowledge remaineth unquenched. The fires of hatred that once burned in thy heart burneth no more. From their ashes doth spring the light of love, warm and pure. As witness to black calamity, thou despaired at man's helplessness. Resolved, thou didst unite a distant world on the brink of collapse. And thou, my champion, when all did seem lost, thou never abandoned hope. For every trial and every foe that did bar thy way, thou hast proven equal to the challenge, drawing courage from the many bonds forged on thy journey. You have all known despair, and though the end approacheth, you walk on, heads held high. Therein lieth your power, the strength to silence the song of oblivion.
Then there is a means to confront her.
Yes, if you should prove yourselves worthy. Hark! Nigh impossible is it to send mortals to the edge of the universe. Should you fail, there will be no second chance. As the will of the star, I ask of you this. Do you possess the fortitude to stand firm when all around you doth crumble? Do you possess the faith to vanquish despair itself? Should you lack the strength to best a supreme deity, I cannot allow you to make the journey. You must leave this star and never return. Prepare yourselves.
Prove ourselves worthy, eh? Sounds straightforward enough.
Aye. No room for confusion there.
In any case, we've come too far to back down now.
I am of the same mind. What power I have, I shall bring to bear.
The three of you seem to be forgetting who we're up against. It's not every day we battle a divine being of untold power. Well, not quite every day. Do try not to get underfoot. Needless to say, there'll be no margin for error.
Let us hold nothing back. For the people of this world and those beyond the rift.
Alas, the question I posed to thee in Elpis hath remained unanswered these long years. I would hear thy response, warrior of light. Shouldst thou emerge victorious?
This is a long load. Okay, I think something might have happened. How would I get out of this? Well, okay, I'm gonna pause the stream real fast to see if I can